having you guys. We are back with another one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Stay Golden. It's an honor to always bring, some baddies up here, and I'm happy to bring another set of baddies and women that are like out here doing their thing. If you didn't know, as always, it's your host. It's the one and only plus size Jessica Rabbit, also known to some as Lexi. And I brought the Realness Lounge podcast up here today.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's poppin'? We got Raquel and Honey. If you don't know, now you fucking know. We gonna drop the info down below for you guys. This is gonna be such a juicy episode for anybody in the podcasting world. We're really gonna give that kind of tea, you guys, on how we hear. We both are doing our thing. I have a podcast. She has a podcast. How the fuck did that start for you?
Honestly, I feel like maybe people who relate to this can probably relate to caring about other people so much that they forget about themselves. Mm-hmm. So when you're in that state of mind, you're kind of like, what is this person doing? Or what is this person doing? You're not focusing on yourself. And at that time, like I was in a dark place at that time. I had a lot of things going on with like different people and just, finding out who your real friends are, finding out who's genuine in your life. Like anybody can relate to that. Trying to figure out who's real with me, So while that's all happening, I was going through just a rough time in my life. And one day I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I want to do what makes me happy. I want to just fucking film. I want to do what makes me happy. Literally, after just having that realization, like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like, you're worried about people who just don't give a fuck about you at this moment.
Right.
So when you have that realization, like, that shit kicks in and you're like, what do you want to do with your life? Everybody's telling you, this is what you should do, or you're so focused on other people that you totally forget about yourself. And when you do that, you lose sight of yourself.
Yeah. That
was me. Like, it was crazy because I was always telling people, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And then I looked back and I was like, I didn't feel like I really loved myself. Okay, like being transparent, like I'm always real on my podcast. Those of you guys know, I don't feel like I did until this year. Like this year completely,
you stepped hard.
That shit was like gas. Yeah. Like I told myself, I was like, in a way, when you go through so much shit, you kind of want to enter seasons like, all right, everything that I went through in the previous year. So like whoever's watching this right now, I went through hell in 2022. I was like, I'm gonna give back to myself in every single way. So I was like, I'm gonna make up for what I went through in 2022 and make 2023 my bitch. So then I'm like, whoever's watching this, you guys can take it too. Like, whatever y'all went through in 2023, bring 2024 and make it your bitch. Like, it's never too late to fucking, you could be so broken, but all you gotta do is focus on yourself, your goals, your purpose, your passion. And, that's when shit will change for you. The more you focus on other people and what the fuck they do, that ain't helping you. They ain't paying your motherfucking bills. They don't give a fuck about you. They showed you that. So it's like, why waste your time,
Yeah.
That's kind of like my mindset was. I was like, everything I went through, I want to just turn this shit around. Like, I'm like, fuck them. I'm going to do me. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt like, Glorilla, I'm FNF,
Right, I feel that. No, you really have like built your platform and like you really put yourself out there. Your podcast has changed tremendously from, your old episodes to now. Like you could definitely see like that dedication and drive that you put into it. I mean, if you guys don't know, I was featured on an episode the beginning of the year. We dropped beginning of the year my episode where we talked about the video that went viral, 3.1 milli. So that's kind of how our friendship kind of started. And we go back to school and shit like that. But I love to see you out here doing your thing, man. For real. Like, you inspire the fuck out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, when I sit down and I really like think about my podcast and shit, like you are a big inspiration for me. Like, for real. Yeah. I like how you keep it real with people. That's why your name is the Realness Lounge.
I really tried it, the podcast was like, okay, I want to keep it real. Like, I don't want to think about that fucking fake shit. Like, how many bitches you smashing on the podcast? Like, I want to think about anxiety, depression, mental health, the shit that matters. People go through it, and it's like when you feel alone, like, so at the time, like I was feeling alone and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this to like heal myself, because you try different things, like guys, they go to the gym to fucking heal, you're using different outlets. So like, in a way, I was using this to kind of heal myself in a way. And then it ended up healing others. Because when I dropped even the episode where this girl's like in jail for 7 years and changes her life, which shout out to Elizabeth, literally she's doing so fucking good in her life. Everybody was like, damn, like this shit was real, drug addiction. Damn, this shit was real. Like it's raw. Real, authentic shit people go through. Like, none of that shit scripted. we don't, I'm telling you, like, we're no scripts. We don't, nothing.
we don't do that.
It's really authentic.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm like, has your name changed on your podcast? Like, did you have a different name, or has it always been the Realness Lounge? Like,
it was called the Realness podcast.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted, but then somebody else took that shit.
Damn, so you had to rebrand?
Yeah, so I had to like think about like what's something, because I was like, I want to keep it like cool, like more like,
LLC.
Yeah, LLC.
Yeah, you gotta trademark your shit.
Yeah. So
real.
I was like, I want to change it to the Realness Lounge. Like, I wanted to make it very comfortable for people. And like I said, it's all about, podcasting is my baby. I always tell people, like, I will literally choose a podcast over any hoe. I would choose it.
I literally feel that.
If you choose, like, people above your priorities, your purpose, like if a man chooses that woman, the woman gonna leave. Because, she made the purpose, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta have your purpose, your goals, your vision. And, because if you don't have that, what the fuck you got? Like, if your people leave, what the fuck you got for yourself?
Yeah, literally.
Just that person? Fuck no.
Right.
I'll be like, nah, bitch, you go, and I got this.
I still got all this going for myself. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like, so I see we have Honey here.
Yeah, it was popping.
It was popping with our girl tonight. Because when I did the podcast with you, Raquel, like it was just you and me. So it's new for me to see you with like having a whole ass podcast team. Because shout out to your other people that KJ, he's not here. But you really out here with a whole team. Like, how did that start for you guys? Like,
honestly, me and Honey were doing podcasts before. 2021. She's actually on a podcast with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you really quick, not to cut you off, but I did do some knowledge on you, girl. I was looking at the page in detail. I seen that you were on a podcast. The setting was fire. I was like,
that was
it. And I'm like, take a break.
Yeah, I fucks with this, man.
Yeah.
It was cool. I fuck with podcasts like that shit. It's definitely a different way to get your mind off anything you're going through. That's why I was like, I fuck with her purpose, like what she want to do. I was like, I support that shit, bro. Going back on that bitch, I was with you in the beginning, shit. Let's go back at it. So we've been doing good since we
met
back
college.
together. And shit.
Oh damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, I was wondering like how
y'all went to college together, so yeah.
And like me and her just always been tight, like literally all
weird shit, nothing. So like 2017, like that's a cool little minute to fuck with somebody.
And not having any problems with them, like that's just like crazy.
No drama or that extra shit, nah.
Because we don't give a fuck about what people do. We don't, we don't have time for gossip. We're too much busy on following our goals, our dreams, our purpose.
Talking about some real shit.
People, you know what I'm saying? We don't have time to gossip. That shit's fucking.
No, and I mean, shout out to you, Honey. I mean, me and Raquel, we talk pretty frequent. I mean, we basically each other's counselors at this point, okay? But we've had conversations about you. I done been on your page, did my little research, you know what I mean? Like, it just, it feels good to be around other bosses. Like, you guys know, like, in any episode, like, shout out to the females out here, like, doing their thing. Like, females is taking over, so I love to see it. I hope y'all continue to, grind and get more together and continue to do more episodes for sure.
I always say, like, she's very strong, bro. Like, this girl's so strong, and, like, I'm so, like, half the shit that she's been do, like, I was like, I won't be able to do it. Like, I'll take a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you really don't know, like, what people are going through.
Behind the scenes.
Like, behind the scenes of somebody, It's like, we really gotta, especially during the seasons, too, we gotta be kinder to one another. Because you don't know, like, if the fucking person that, you just talked to is mourning over, their pet, could be some loss that they went through. Like, you just don't know what fucking people are going through. So it's like, the seasons, you should be more kinder because you don't know what people are going through. We don't even know what fucking people are going through, in here either, We just don't, everybody's facing a battle in their mind that they just don't talk about.
I just love how, like, I feel like your whole entire brand is mental health, and just, like, I love that.
Yeah, I feel like it's not really talked about. That's something that when we had 98.3 come on, that shit was wild. Yeah. But, like, just really being on the radio and talking about, anxiety, depression, that shit was, like, game changer. I was like, man, he posted his episode. Shout out to Jay Still. I love Jay Still so much. Sure. You can listen to him from 3 to 7. But he always says that. So I'm like, but Jay Still on 98.3 is so amazing. He's like, he posted about his mental health. And I literally reached out and I was like, hey man, like if you're going through mental health, like, and he spoke up about it, I'd love to bring awareness on my podcast. And he's like, immediately he's like, let's go in the studio right now. Yeah. At first, Honey didn't believe me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I was like, bro, send me the messages.
Yeah,
it's like, for sure, go, like, I don't have time to be excited.
So I sent him the podcast and I'm like, he's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I love what you're talking about. Like, it's really, it's shit that people need to hear, That's what people gravitate towards authenticity. Yeah. So if you're real, like people fuck with you because you're like, damn, this bitch is real. Like, she's talking some real shit.
We don't want to be around that fake shit.
Yeah. So it's all about being real and just being who you are. Authenticity. That's a good big thing. And I always say too, like my podcast gave me purpose. It gave me like, it really like, I look back and I'm like 2023, like I was like, I told myself, like I said, I'm gonna make up for everything I went through in 2022. And I was like, and I really, really fucking did. Like, I look at that shit, I'm like, damn, like, you know, our reels are getting like thousands of views. I'm like, damn, like that. I was like, we post enormous. The numbers, they really watch it. Yeah, that's what I like, Honey, like what she speaks about, she's driven just like me. And in order to like be with people they have to have the same vision as you too.
Yeah.
If one person loses the vision, we all fuck up.
Everybody fumbles.
Yeah, domino effect for sure.
Yeah, and Honey's just very driven.
Yeah, I'm not scared to talk about my personal life, nothing like that. Like, it's a podcast, you know, we talking about some real shit. If I'm going through something, I can't be giving people advice and not taking my own, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be real about that shit. You ain't no reason to be like ashamed of nothing. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta.
And everybody going through something for sure.
Yeah, that's why I always say, like, during this season, you know, you just don't know what people are going through. And I was like, you know, be kinder to them. You know, we have KJ on as well. He was he was with me in the summertime. Yeah. We actually met like last year actually, but he saw the vision. We actually were talking about it. We actually left the club and we're like, hey, like I was like, I actually had another co-host I was with, but he wasn't really seeing the vision, but then KJ was seeing the vision. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you know, like KJ, we got Luciano on there from Luciano Knows Best, shout out to him. You know, he was really like putting in work for this episode. He was like tapping it with me. We honestly got really close. We honestly were just like, you know, let's just focus on our shit. Like, fuck everything else. Let's just focus. Studio.
For sure.
And it's like, it takes a lot to run a podcast. You have to be dedicated, consistent, and then shit happens in your life. So you're like, fuck, just missed an episode, gotta go back again.
Trying to balance it.
Yeah, so it's like, it takes a lot. And, you know, we have like, you know, hosting at different clubs too.
Right.
Is wild.
That's definitely, that helps.
We get like, it helps a lot with promotion. Yeah, it's all about marketing too. So like, even if you're an artist, you have to market yourself. So it's all about marketing, and then also you're promoting yourself too. So it's like, you know, you have to always think about, all right, what am I going to do to market myself? Or what am I going to do this?
Constantly.
Yeah, but it's more of the content. Like, people are not going to watch you if they don't feel like you're beneficial to them. You ain't going to listen to that song if they don't connect with you.
Right.
You're going to listen to the song if it connects with you.
In some type of way, yes.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, finding, you know, making sure that whatever we're speaking about is connecting with people.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, like, what, you know, we did this, and, you know, people talk about irrelevant shit on podcasts, to be fucking honest. But like, you know, we want to talk about real shit that people connect with. Because there's no point in fucking talking. It's like, you ain't gonna listen to somebody for an hour if you can't connect with them.
Yeah, because you guys have long podcasts. Yeah, like for instance, me, I do a 20-minute, you know, I'm just back tapping in the scene. And when I run analytics, like if I'm gonna have an hour podcast, like I need my analytics to be on point, you know what I mean? So I definitely agree. Your guys' episodes are juicy. I would sit there and watch that for 2-3 hours to keep it a buck. Versus, you know, mine, I'm kind of giving baddie tea, so the 20 minutes is fitting for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, podcast has like opened so many doors for me, just like I know it's opened for you, just like you were saying with the 98.3 thing. Like, I'm so happy for you that pretty much all like worked out, because he has a platform himself, Jay Still. I was on his page, you know what I mean? You're able to get your stuff out there. And he was honest about his mental health thing. So like, I enjoyed listening to that. And when the radio part came on, like I enjoyed listening to that, you know, that he really gave like that real raw perspective.
Yeah, even men's mental health too. You know, we have been having, you know, issues with the podcast right now. We're trying to drop as much content as we can, like literally. But you know what? I'm like, all right, so, you know, this is just, so us promoting right now is like perfect, because it's still giving us the buzz that it needs.
You guys are some promoting motherfuckers.
Every
weekend they're promoting at clubs. I'm like,
shout out to Dario, man. Dario, there's like different clubs that we're doing. They give us free bottles for everything, free drinks. I'm like, damn, like, you know, like I appreciate those clubs, because you know it works. So you know, you promote them, they promote you.
Right.
Y'all both give following. You know what I'm saying?
A couple clubs. That's why I'm like,
like Saul. It's been a couple clubs messaging us, DJs. DJ Matt Vila from Saul. You know, different DJs, DJ Nat Wolf. Like, there's so much DJs, and I'm like, man, like, you know, so we're filming again, so we're gonna come back on. This is where like it's perfect that, you know, we're on here, because we're filming again. We're gonna literally end it with, like I said, you know, if anybody's watching this and they're going through a rough time, like, make 2024 your bitch. Like, if you went through hell, I'm talking about like the darkest place in your life, like anything can happen. Like even if your friends did you dirty, you know, people do you dirty in your life, you can't let that shit stop you. You have to like really think about yourself and what you want in your life. And you know, even if you're in a dark place, that shit will not always be dark forever. Like you're the director of your life. So you know what I'm saying? Like you are the director.
Write your own book.
Yeah, you write your own book. So it's like, even if I went through hell in 2022, I did not make it as, you know, oh, that's it. Like I'm just, you know, people give up, but it's like, don't give up. Because like anything could happen. Like just put your all, whether you're an artist, whatever you do, give your all. I swear to you, like shit will change. Like I feel like I manifested it too. Because I kept saying, I was like, you know, I'm going to give myself everything that I went through. You know, the comeback was personal. Like this shit's really personal. Like when you don't love yourself and you try to love yourself more and you try to love yourself more, like everything, people, you know, you teach people how to like treat you, you know? Right. You are the teacher. Like whatever you tolerate is whatever you're teaching people. So it's like
real shit, y'all.
Yeah, that's some real shit. Like if you guys are having it right now, I'm pretty sure you guys feel this, but it's like, you know, you don't have boundaries, some motherfucker don't respect you.
Of course, yeah.
Like you're basically teaching them that you good with everything. Like, hey, it's okay, like fuck me over,
Yeah, you gotta stand on business.
Yeah, so you
about
really
your life.
gotta be really serious about your purpose. Like at my head, I feel like people will do you dirty, but your goals, whatever you build for yourself, whether it's, you know, a company that you're working for that you're, you know, passionate about, you know, filming, whatever it is, like give your all to that. Like don't just say, oh, you know, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like no, give it your all and everything will change for your life.
I seen a quote online that was like, be prepared to put like 5 years into your grind and make no money. Make not $1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, put at least 5 years into your dream. Like you're gonna fall off, you gotta pick it back up, you gotta stay consistent. Like you don't know how many times, like when I stopped bitch by, like man, I wanted to give up on podcasts altogether. I had to take a 6-month hiatus, you guys. Like I had to get my mental right. So it was just like, you have to stay consistent after your dreams, for real. Like if you guys are watching this, like y'all could be in the same situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As we kind of wrap up here, I want to say too, like people that are gonna start podcasts, like what is your best piece of advice for them to start podcasts? Not necessarily like advice mentally, more so like equipment, team, studio, like should they do it themselves? Should they get a team?
I would recommend, I started by myself. It was all by myself. And then I was like, you know what? This shit's growing. I want to bring people who are driven. And Honey, you know, she's a great addition to the team. What you need to do to get started, like you can buy your own equipment. We rent studios just because we
go to studios. Me personally, I prefer studios just because I rather have control over the environment that's going on, because I want it to go exactly how I want it to go. I don't want no interruptions. I don't want, you know, none of that extra shit. But nothing's wrong with doing it a different way, you know. Do it how you do it.
And do it what's affordable to you too. Like you don't want to break your bank. You need solid teammates for sure.
You gotta have solid people.
You really gotta have.
It's hard to have like multiple people, let alone if you're doing it solo. You still have to put up enough energy to replace if people have multiple people or not. It's, you know, you have to give a lot of energy. I definitely commend you on doing your shit. Popping it off. It's just you like fucking rebranding. You know what I'm saying? Rebranding yourself.
You know, that's lit, bro. It takes a lot, you know, because when you're in dark space, you're like, fuck, like, because I'm sure you were in that dark space and you were thinking about like the people who were in your life, and then you're thinking about what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I relying on blank? And that's exactly what I'm saying. You know, you got to take some time to build yourself, to focus on yourself, to change the game. And that's exactly what, you know, it's all about, you know, changing the game. Don't let people stop you, you know, just be dedicated. And like I said, put that shit the fucking purpose of your life. Like that shit will change. But yeah, you know, it's good that you didn't stay in the dark place. You're like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna come back on. Whatever the fuck, you know, whatever happened. We out here. 2024 is coming, so you know, like I said, you know, anybody who's watching this, if you guys, you know, like I said, it's all about, you know, being real, staying true. That's another thing to really, you know, for your podcast. Again, topics that connect with people. Solid team. Believe in your dream. Because there's motherfuckers that will not believe in your dream, and they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like,
you're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. Like, this is your hobby. Like, nah. If you feel like it's your hobby, you're going to treat it like it's your hobby. If you feel like this is your fucking purpose, like, every day you wake up and you're happy to do what you do, stick to that shit. Because if people, they're telling you, and then they probably ain't following their fucking dreams anyway. So, there's no point in
bum-ass motherfuckers. For real. Man, it was an honor to bring you guys up here. What day do you guys drop? I want to give that to the viewers, you know, like, do you guys have a consistent schedule that you guys kind of drop your podcast on? Like, I drop every Friday for the most part.
Well, for us, we want to drop every Wednesday.
Oh.
So if we film this week, we're going to drop it on Wednesday. We like to keep up with the seasons too, so it'll be a little crazy.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be mostly focusing on how my friend Andrea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love Andrea so much. Her
She's
energy.
so
She actually met her at the club.
Yeah, I like her. I fuck with
Andrea.
Andrea.
I was watching the
She's cool.
story. I was like, y'all was
She's
in
cool.
that bitch lit as fuck.
Yeah, Andrea was.
she's cool.
I love
You
her.
be on the mic crazy.
You know, she's a very good inspiration. She was on
Normal.
drugs. She was on drugs and stuff, and you know, now she's sober. She got her kid back. Like
Yeah.
her life
Yeah,
is
she
different.
looks good.
Yeah, she looks so
she's
good. I'm like,
happy.
yeah,
she
she-
just tell a big difference.
Sure,
I
skin's
love that.
back. You know, like it just,
Yeah.
and we're gonna drop it on Christmas, so it's like,
Fire.
you know,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
fire.
Lexi's on that episode. She
Fire.
knows damn right what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. It's about a girl. She went through drug addiction, and you know she's lost, and she's trying to find her way back. And then this is us bringing her back. Like we literally gonna talk about everything. That's why it's like make sure y'all stay tuned for that shit.
Yeah, tune in for that for sure. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, this love and light. We're gonna drop all the links down below. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and it's a wrap, y'all.